Being probably the most famous equation in the world and seen everywhere from shirts to mugs, what does E equals mc squared even mean? And what does it even answer? In this video, we will break down what this equation actually tells us and where to use it. First formulated in 1905 by Albert Einstein, some of you may have heard of this guy, this equation is known as the mass-energy equivalence, as part of his theory of special relativity. This equation translates to energy equals to mass times speed of light squared, which is 300 million meters per second. But why do we square the speed of light? Looking at the kinetic energy formula, we see that energy equals to half of mass times velocity squared, telling us that if an object is moving at 3 times its original speed, then it will have 9 times its original energy. So now what does this equation actually tell us? To put simply, mass and energy are the same thing, and every body of mass contains an amount of energy as calculated by mass times c squared. This energy at rest is available to be converted into other forms of energy, such as through heat and radiation. And if you were to change the mass of an object, that object's energy could change as well, and vice versa. For example, let's take a 2-liter jug of milk, which weighs around 2 kilograms. Using E equals mc squared, we see that this jug of milk has around 180 quadrillion joules of energy at rest. If we were to pour out half the jug, leaving us with 1 liter of milk, or 1 kilogram, we would have around 90 quadrillion joules of energy. Using a convenient joules to megatons of TNT converter, 2 kilograms of milk is equivalent of 43 megatons of TNT, which is around 3,000 times more energy than atomic bomb Little Boy dropped on Hiroshima. So does that mean every one of us has a world-ending bomb in all of our houses? Not quite. We can magically convert milk into pure energy, not even with the pressure and temperature from the core of the sun. This equation simply tells us that all mass and energy are the same and can be converted. A more practical example in this case is nuclear fissions, where the atom uranium-235 is split into smaller and lighter atoms, along with nuclear energy. This follows E equals mc squared because as you decrease the mass of an object, its energy also decreases, and in this case, it is released as nuclear energy for the power plant. Adding on, in the case of nuclear fusions, hydrogen atoms are fused together to make helium atoms, also releasing energy in the process. This also follows E equals mc squared since helium, with the atomic mass of 4, is much heavier than 2 hydrogen atoms, with an atomic mass of 1 each. The extra mass is what was converted into the released nuclear energy. And there we have it. E equals mc squared, being the most famous equation in all of science, essentially means that mass and energy are the same thing, and you can convert between the two by multiplying an object's mass by the speed of light squared to get its energy. It tells us that a jug of milk can level an entire city, but more practically speaking, this equation explains why nuclear fission and fusion exists. I hope that y'all have learned something interesting today. Thank you for watching, and good luck with everything.